Hey everyone, it's Rex here with TorchPrep. I'm back at it again with more math questions from the Red Book. I'm in test 3, problem number 31. So what I want you to do now is pause the video, go open the Red Book, and with the Red Book open, go ahead and read that question and press play when you're ready to start again. Okay, so problem number 31, we got more word problems going on. So I'm going to use my word problem strategy. As always, if word problems are the toughest thing that slow you down, it's okay to just skip this in the survey section and work on it in your work portion of the test. But if you've been practicing word problems with our strategy, this is not that difficult. I know we got an interesting formula down here, but this just takes a couple of steps and examining the answer choices carefully, and you'll be just fine. So if you're confident in using the word problem strategy, I say just dive right in and do this thing, okay? Let's get started. So, step 1 of my word problem strategy is always asking, what am I trying to find? In this, we have a car, and we are measuring its distance, time, and acceleration, and we are wanting to know how much time did the car travel? So, what information do I know? That's the answer to step 2 of my word problem strategy. We know that d is distance in our formula, t is time in seconds. Acceleration is m over s as always. And in this circumstance, the distance was 80 and the acceleration was 20. That might sound meaningless to you without a formula to put them in, but oh, looky here, we actually have a formula to use all this information. And you'll see there are 3 variables. We are given d, given a, and we will be solving for t. So, moving right along to step 3 of our word problem strategy. So, I am going to use this formula given in the problem and fill out all the details. D equals 1/2, and A is going to equal, you know what, I'm not even going to write D. Why don't I just fill in what D is? 80 is my distance, equals 1/2 20 t squared. I am going to solve for the only remaining variable, t. Let's do it. So, I am first of all, I don't know what I'm going to do. The first thing I want to do probably is I'm going to combine this 1/2 and this 20. I'm going to have 80 equals 10 t squared. Now, I want to get rid of this 10 to isolate that t, right? So I'm going to multiply both sides by 1 over 10. Or that's kind of the same thing as dividing both sides by 10. So what will that give me? 80 over 10 will give me 8. These two 10s will cancel out and I have t squared. So now if I take the radical of both sides, I know I have t equals radical 8. Now, check out your answer choices, and you'll see the answer choices are whole numbers, but asking you, which whole numbers is this between? So, I want to solve in my calculator approximately to like a couple of decimal points. What is radical 8? It is 2.828. Now, if you look, we will see that the answer choice that is correct for this one is B, between 2 and 3, right? And that makes perfect sense. You actually didn't have to take the step if you didn't want to. Because if you think of what 2 squared is the same thing as the square root of 4. And also, if you have 3 squared, that is the same thing as the square root of 9. So, in between here, 2.828, yada, 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 squared would equal the square root of 8. This being between 4 and 9, I know that this number, the square root of 8, or represented by this number with a decimal, will be between 2 and 3. Isn't that nice? They didn't make you give the exact number, just between what 2 whole numbers, that number exists. The answer is B. Great job.